I actually love the way that this chapter starts out with Boruto and Kawaki hanging out with Inojin and Shikadai because in terms of the manga we don't see them that often, especially Inojin, and them just hanging out, collecting cards, being kids for the most part. But they do notice that they're under surveillance and just kind of talk about the way that the security system of the Hidden Leaf Village actually works. Basically, the person they're being observed by is a sensory ninja who can communicate and relay information back to the Hokage. Boruto is completely just mad that his privacy is being invaded, whereas Kawaki questions how the sensory network actually works. And, since Inojin is a Yamanaka, of course he has extensive knowledge about this, and also Shikadai because of the nature of his father's job. So they're the best people to be explaining all of this. And of course, Chocho isn't hanging out with them because this is all boy stuff. Just the boys hanging out, getting trading cards and stuff. And he hears that, Kawaki hears from Inojin that the only way somebody would be able to sneak in is if they were completely able to master chakra nature, which is impossible. Usually you're able to tell when someone infiltrates the village because each person's chakra signature is different and they have records of people's chakra signature so that they're able to match everything up against various different records. Whenever someone enters the village, they're not constantly surveying the entirety of the village, thus the outside borders, because privacy and all that, although I wouldn't be surprised if something a little bit more shady than that is going on. Governments and all that good stuff. But it's a healthy amount of information that anyone who actually knows anything about Naruto already kind of knows most of this stuff, but it's a good bit of a refresher on the nature of how Konoha, the Hidden Leaf Village, actually kind of works. But Kawaki has been intensely thinking about the best ways in order to prevent Code from coming after the 7th Hokage and to keep Naruto and his family safe. So he's really been wondering about all that, and the idea of erasing one's chakra signature kind of has him thinking a few things. Meanwhile, we see Sasuke investigating the various locations that Code has left his mark, and one of them he investigates closely, and it's just like, okay, this doesn't seem like a place that Code would come out of. Because, knowing Sasuke, he's just like, yeah, this isn't a good place to go in for an attack. This doesn't seem to be the one. Although what exactly Sasuke is thinking is left a little bit in the dark. I guess he's sussing out which would be the most strategic places to go in for a massive attack against the village, more than likely. A few of the people who were watching that position report in that Sasuke was there to Shikamaru, as of course he's the one who gets the reports on the various locations. We also have a bit of a moment between him and Amado, and Shikamaru is still very not cool with Amado, specifically because of what happened with the whole bomb around your son's neck. It was not an actual bomb, but at the same time, it's just like, even the implication of that, Shikamaru is very not cool with him. Again, I also love the fact that Shikamaru looks so much like his dad now. If it wasn't for the scars that Shikamaru's dad has, they'd be the exact same person. Who knows how things are going to turn out when Shikadai gets older. Amado comments about the difficulty that the Hidden Leaf has been having in tracking down Code, whereas Shikamaru is still under the assumption that Amado is up to something and all of this is one great master plan, which honestly, you're basically the fan base at this point who are just like, Amado's definitely up to something. Whether he's on the up and up is anyone's guess, and it really doesn't help because of the constant apathetic look that Amado has in his eyes at all times. But Amado does comment about the attachment that Kawaki has to the 7th, that it seems to go, almost beyond parental love, and Shikamaru honestly kind of agrees with that to a certain degree. And Amado kind of equates it to madness, although Shikamaru he takes whatever pot shots at insulting Amado that he can. And but they also start to kind of question when Code will attack, how come he hasn't attacked recently. It's Shikamaru getting a little bit antsy. He wants this whole situation with Kara to be over and done with ASAP. Meanwhile, as Kawaki heads into the living room to take some trash out, I love this kind of nice little family scene. Himawari's fast asleep because, baby. The baby. Boruto is just playing some video games. Hinata's watching this sappy little soap opera and crying her eyes out. It's kind of cute, while Naruto has pretty much dozed off. Of course he did. It's such a nice little family moment, and I really kind of love it. I am like all for this family scene as Kawaki takes the trash out. And of course, one of the sensory ninja who was watching them from before notes Kawaki heading out. He leaps over the side, puts the trash by the curb, hops back in, but then almost like it was deliberate, he hops into a bush, but then comes out like it was an accident for the most part, and the sensory ninja notes him coming inside. But when Kawaki comes inside, Boruto notices something is off. And when he asks Kawaki if he's okay, Kawaki's just like, yeah, I'm just tired, and he heads up to his room. But Boruto notices something. Kawaki's signature, his presence, is still outside. And we see Kawaki emerge from the bush. And, the sensory ninja notes, Boruto is still inside the house with Kawaki. Everything seems to be all clear. And Kawaki makes a run for it and heads, down the street and outside. And Boruto makes note, it's just like, Kawaki's still outside. That person who went upstairs, that's a shadow clone. What's going on? And Kawaki's moving further and further away. What the hell? And he's just like, he wants to stop Kawaki because he's just like, look, I'm already on enough surveillance as is. If they catch him running out, it's going to get even worse. So he heads outside, notices the sensory ninja, and he's just like, wait, but if they're still monitoring the house, how did Kawaki get outside and almost a mile down the road at this point? And the sensory ninja notes that Boruto is outside and Kawaki's still inside. And he's just like, okay, but how did the Watcher only detect the shadow clone? Unless, like Inujin said, Kawaki masked his chakra signature. And Boruto's at a little bit of a loss as to how Kawaki could have done this. And of course, Delta, with her ability, notes that Kawaki is on the move. So of course, Code uses that opportunity to go in. And much like Sasuke had noted, Code had actually placed smaller markings and less obvious markings in little shadowy slits in trees. So it goes to show that Code had actually managed to kind of fool the Leaf Village, making these obvious markings that these various different Leaf Village and different ninja would observe 24/7, and they wouldn't notice that he made other smaller markings that he could just come out of. So Code comes out of the perimeter of the Leaf Village, and using his ability, he's able to kind of communicate with Delta through one of the slits on her arm, the slit portals being on her arm, and he just puts his mouth through and talks, and she's just like, ew, gross. And I'm just like, yeah, it is kind of gross. That's kind of grody. As Kawaki comes bounding over the wall of the Leaf Village with no one noticing, and it's just like, goddamn, Kawaki. And Boruto, he goes racing up to confront the shadow clone. It's just like, how did he erase his chakra signature from everyone but me? So he confronts the clone, and the clone's just like, yeah, keep your mouth shut. Keep it down, man. And Boruto's just like, how did you erase your chakra signature? And how come I can still sense where you're going and where you're at? And Kawaki gets all this relayed to him from the shadow clone. And he's just like, it's probably because you're part Otsutsuki. You're sensing me through that connection. And Delta notes that Kawaki being able to mask his chakra signature is a trait that mostly the Otsutsuki have. And it's kind of odd that Kawaki's able to do this, but it might be something he just kind of did instinctively, which is mighty convenient, all things considered. But as Delta notes to Code that Kawaki is heading west, and Delta's not really sure why because of Kawaki's nature. She can't really pinpoint things about him too much. But Code is ready to confront him and just figures I might as well just get the information from the horse's mouth. So a impromptu confrontation between Kawaki and Code. Let's see how that goes. Is Kawaki going to try to capture Code so that he can get Boruto into his body? Or will this confrontation end up being deadlier than anyone could have thought? It's anyone's guess, and there's still the question of Amado and what exactly he's up to. And also, what's Boruto gonna do about all this? He can't interfere without causing a ruckus, but at the same time, what Kawaki's doing is a mite bit dangerous and could lead to some very, very terrible consequences. But tell me your guesses in the comment section below. Where do you think this is headed? What do you think that Kawaki is up to? What do you think Amado is up to? And do you think Sasuke might be on the trail because he knew that Code was kind of setting up a bit of a distraction? You can never tell with Sasuke most times, so he might be a good bit of backup that Kawaki ends up needing on this rogue mission of his. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.